Hey there, folks. Welcome to Fly Rides, the grooviest place in town to find your dream ride. It's a world where the smell of oil and leather blend with the allure of vintage metal. Meet Dee, our flamboyantly dressed salesman, and Nate, the scruffy but friendly mechanic who keeps our collection of vintage cars humming and purring like well-fed cats. Now, enter Alex and Emma, a young couple who walk onto the lot, their eyes sparkling with excitement and anticipation. They're here for their first car, a symbol of their shared journey, their shared dreams. They want something reliable, something cool. A car that's as sturdy as their love and as exciting as their future. Dee, with his salesman's charm, approaches the couple, a smile playing on his lips. He recognizes the look in their eyes, the hunger for the open road, the thirst for adventure. He knows he has just what they're looking for. And there it is, a classic beauty. A vintage car that's seen more than a few miles, but still has a lot of heart beneath its hood. It's a car with character, with history, with a story to tell. And Dee, ever the storyteller, sells it like a dream, a ticket to a journey filled with beautiful sunsets and endless highways. Alex and Emma, a bit unsure but caught up in the moment, agree to purchase the car. Little do they know, they're about to embark on a ride that's more roller coaster than road trip. And so, our story begins with the sale of a lemon of a car and the promise of a journey that's anything but ordinary. Well, folks, have I got just the thing for you? Feast your eyes on this beauty. This is unacceptable. We've barely had the car for a week, and now it's smoking like a chimney. Alex and Emma's excitement had turned into frustration. They had been cruising along, relishing the freedom of their new ride, when their dream car started sputtering and belching smoke. The dream had quickly turned into a nightmare. They didn't waste any time. They drove straight back to the dealership, demanding answers. The glitzy showroom and Dee's charming smile seemed less inviting now. Their trust was shaken. They confronted Dee and Nate about the faulty car. "We want our money back, Dee." "This is not what we signed up for," Alex stated, his voice firm with disappointment. Dee and Nate were taken aback. They had prided themselves on the quality of their cars. "Oh, no, that's not how we do things here. Our cars are top-notch, guaranteed," Dee responded, his confidence wavering. Nate chimed in, "Yeah, I swear I checked this one myself. It was in primo condition when it left the lot." But Alex and Emma were not convinced. They had a trump card. Emma pulled out her phone and showed a digital video of a hefty deposit made just before they bought the car. "Really? Because we have proof that a hefty deposit was made just before we bought the car. Seems fishy, doesn't it?" she said, her voice steady. The air in the room shifted. Dee and Nate exchanged nervous glances. The smooth talk and confident smiles were replaced with uncertainty. The truth was beginning to unravel, and they knew they had to face the consequences. The trust of their customers was at stake. They had to act, and fast. As the tension hung heavy in the air, the stage was set for the truth to unfold. The wheels of justice were beginning to turn. The question was, would Dee and Nate be able to navigate through this storm, or would their reputation go up in smoke? Only time would tell. Wait a minute, this is all a misunderstanding. There's been some mistake. The air at Fly Rides is thick with tension as Dee, in his flamboyant plaid suit, and Nate, friendly yet scruffy mechanic, scramble to make sense of the situation. The young couple, Alex and Emma, stand firm, their faces a mix of frustration and resolve. Dee, ever the salesman, tries to diffuse the situation with a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. Now, let's not jump to conclusions," he says, but his voice wavers slightly, betraying his unease. Just as the confrontation seems to reach a boiling point, a new player enters the scene. A customer, who had been quietly observing the exchange, steps forward. In his hand, he holds a phone, its screen displaying the video of the alleged deposit. "I've been listening to this conversation," he says, his voice steady and assured. "And it seems there's more to this story." Dee and Nate exchange confused glances. "What are you talking about?" Dee asks, his bravado failing him for the first time. The customer raises his phone, pointing to the video. "This video of the $100,000 deposit? It's fake. I work in digital forensics, and it's clear this was manipulated." He delivers the revelation with a matter-of-fact tone, as if he were discussing the weather. The truth hits the car dealership like a freight train, leaving a trail of stunned silence in its wake. Dee and Nate share a look of shock. their earlier confidence replaced by a dawning realization of their blunder. I don't know what to say, Dee stammers, his usual charm absent. Nate, too, is at a loss for words. We made a mistake, he admits, his voice barely more than a whisper. We were desperate, but that's no excuse. The young couple, along with the customer, watch as Dee and Nate begin to rectify the situation. Their apology is sincere, their offer of a full refund genuine. The tension in the air eases, replaced by a sense of relief and perhaps a glimmer of newfound trust. And so the truth unraveled in the most unexpected of ways. A moment of desperation, a misguided plan, and an unexpected turn of events led to a lesson learned the hard way. But isn't that how life often works? We stumble, we fall, and if we're lucky, we get back up, a little wiser and a lot humbler. We made a mistake, we were desperate, but that's no excuse. With these words, Dee and Nate remind us that honesty is the best policy, and integrity, the cornerstone of success. So whether you're buying your first car or selling a vintage ride, remember to stay true, and the truth will always find a way. I don't know what to say. The words hang heavy in the air as Dee and Nate grapple with the shocking revelation. The bustling car dealership, once filled with the sweet hum of vintage engines, now echoes with a tense silence. Our plaid-suited salesman and his scruffy mechanic sidekick, once brimming with bravado, are now humbled. It's a stark contrast, a poignant reminder that the truth, no matter how inconvenient or uncomfortable, always finds a way to surface. Nate, the mechanic, is the first to break the silence. We made a mistake, he admits, his voice barely above a whisper. We were desperate, but that's no excuse. It's a raw, honest confession, a far cry from the confident assertions we heard earlier. Then there's Dee, the flamboyant salesman, his charm and charisma momentarily dimmed. We owe you an apology, he says, meeting the young couple's gaze with newfound sincerity. And a full refund, he adds, his voice steady and resolute. The resolution is swift, but not without its share of lessons. The young couple, Emma and Alex, watch as the once confident duo rectifies their mistake. Their first venture into car ownership might not have been smooth, but it's certainly been enlightening. Meanwhile, the customer, the unexpected hero of the story, steps back into the crowd. His work here is done, his point made. A simple phone and a keen eye for detail were all it took to unravel a web of deception. In the end, the car dealership, Fly Rides, returns to its usual rhythm. The vintage cars hum once more, the air buzzing with the anticipation of potential buyers. But there's a palpable change. A newfound sense of honesty and integrity hangs in the air. A promise for a better, more transparent future. As the day winds down, Dee and Nate find themselves reflecting on their actions. Their desperation led them down a slippery slope, but it also led them back to the core values they'd forgotten: honesty, integrity, and respect for their customers. The story we've just witnessed is a powerful reminder of the importance of these values. In the world of business and beyond, honesty isn't just the best policy. It's the only policy. It's the cornerstone of any successful venture, the key to building trust and fostering long-term relationships. And so, as the sun sets on Fly Rides, we're left with an important message. Whether you're buying your first car or selling a fleet of vintage rides, always do your research, trust your instincts, and above all, stay true to your values. Drive safe, everyone, and until next time, stay true.